Hello, we are live on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. Thank you so much for joining me today. Positioning has really been mentioned, very, very much so in the feed, but no one says, okay, fix this, fix that. Okay, so what do I fix? Oh, you got to pay for that, right? So, um, who am I? I am Jordan Molina of the Social Tiger. Um, I have co founded this awesome company started by Mark Ramsey. Um, and so, what we've done, we help businesses really find their right audience here on LinkedIn by strategies as well, and by um, being visible with the right audience first, by um, commenting on the right people second, so they check out your profile, and of course with inbound and outbound as well, services as well, and positioning on your profile, fixing positioning on your profile and the content. So we're going to be breaking that down right now. So let's get right into it. If you have any comments, please put them in the chat right now. I am going to sorry. I'm going to make sure that I get to your questions after. I'm going to dedicate some time after for your questions if need be. In the meantime, fire up the chat if you're here and let me know if you see the potential, first of all, of LinkedIn. If you see the potential of LinkedIn, then you'll be like, okay, this is for me. If you don't, if you have a sort of a negative attitude about LinkedIn, but you're still willing to be listen, well, then this is for you. If you absolutely hate LinkedIn, this is not for you. So maybe you should be doing other things. But if you see the potential of LinkedIn being your, I'm not going to say primary source because it's like really unfathomable for many people. This notion of LinkedIn becoming their primary source of leads, high quality leads, but it's possible with the right strategies, right? So if you see the potential of LinkedIn becoming even just a source, another source of income for you, well, then this is for you. So without a doubt, we are going to start here um, with a quick and brief slideshow. Okay. So again, let me know if you really identify with this. If you really identify with this. Again, if you are commenting, the chat, I'm using Restream, so it might be maybe a minute or two before it refreshes here on Restream so that I can see your comments. So of course, every business owner knows the feeling of putting serious work into something and wondering if it's working at all, right? We've all been there. People say consistency, but what if it? I mean, how long is too long for you to be at the same thing without any results that you want? Most people posting 4 times a week on LinkedIn are booking zero qualified leads. Let me rephrase that. They are maybe booking calls, but they're not qualified enough. They may be calls that are just curious. Right now is not a good time. Oh, I didn't know what you did before, Oh, I didn't have time to read. I don't know what you do. So tell me what you do, and then I'll decide right now. So those kind of calls are always happening on LinkedIn, right? They're kind of unavoidable, but there are some ways that you can maximize your lead flow strategies with like the best quality leads or the cream of the crop quality leads coming into your inboxes and then getting on calls and that are buyer ready, there are certain things that you can do in your process. And of course there are many factors, many factors, right? But positioning is the number one thing that you should be doing. So again, I'm just gonna say fix it in 15 minutes. Of course, this is just the start. Positioning, like true positioning, has to align with your audience. I mean, your audience is giving you feedback all the time, even though you may not know it. So you have to align your positioning with your audience's needs, and this is an ongoing basis. I know Mark and I are always trying to improve positioning because it will help in the end. And Mark and I have had the opportunity to help hundreds of businesses here on LinkedIn succeed. And it's absolutely amazing the impact that we've had just because of LinkedIn. And we really say this with humble hearts because we're always trying to improve, we're always trying to impact. And that's why we are doing this live right now. It's probably Mark is out and about in London taking care of client fulfillment, so unfortunately he could not make it. But yeah, hopefully next time he can. So again, it's not bad luck. That's a positioning problem. By the end of this, you will know exactly what your profile is saying to the wrong people and how to change it today. So positioning in your profile. When was the last time someone landed on your profile and reached out without you doing anything? I mean, that's a valid question, right? Fortunately, this happens every week with the social tagger. I'm not saying that we have the perfect strategy. I'm just saying that we we have a strategy for our positioning to align with our ideal audience. And this happens every week, right? Where people connect with us, people um, are wondering what we're doing or how we help, how we can help them, or whatever, right? I'm not saying our strategy is perfect because no strategy is, but that ongoing improvement is going to make you succeed here on LinkedIn. Uh, your profile is a landing page. Your content sends to people. Your content sends people to. So um, keep in mind that let's say if they interact with your post, let's say if they read your post first, because the way the feed works is that if a person that you interact with likes another post, well then that post is going to show on your feed, right? So so let's say if they wander across your content and they say, "Oh, okay, that's cool," and then they click on your profile, and then they get lost. That's a missed opportunity right there. Most profile talk about the person who built them, while the person reading them is quietly wondering whether you can solve their problem or not. Right? So it's like you see this profiles, you know, results, they focus on the results, they focus on glorifying themselves when they don't really specify how to solve their ideal audience's problem. This is why the right person lands, clicks around for 15 seconds, and leaves without ever reaching out. So, yeah, I mean, we just have to fine tune, right? So here is a quick guide to rewrite your headline in about section, right? So it says, first of all, of course, your banner, right? Your banner goes without saying, right? Your banner is a prime real estate for people reaching out as well. It has to have a call to action. It has to have uh, a curious pattern interrupt, so people click on your profile, right, to begin with, and continue reading your profile to begin with. It has to have a premium look. It can't be copy pasted. It can't, look like a kindergartner made it, right? Although some kindergartners are very gifted, but it has to have a premium feel to it, so to speak. It has to have um, who you help and the benefit also. Similar to your headline, but your headline narrows it down even more, right? So again, the headline is not a job title. CEO of da 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 da. Da. It could be now. Here's the distinction. You could have that on your headline because there's lots of space, but your primary focus should be the number one thing that you are offering or solving your ideal audience problems with, right? So, like for instance, marketing consultant at ABC Limited, right? It's very boring. Helping B2B owners get LinkedIn leads without writing a single post themselves. That has a ring to it. So, wow, that's awesome. I need more time. About section has to be problem first. Usually, um, well, I know Yasmin Alich. If you're familiar with him, he has a great way of doing this by really using the PAS framework, which is pain, agitate the pain, and solution. Focus on problem first, right? Like the about section, I have 15 years experience in this and that and this and this and that, right? You Like an example, you've been showing up on LinkedIn consistently. The leads are not. That's a very good, powerful interrupt, right? Pattern interrupt there. Because then people will be encouraged to like really look at your about section. So there you go. Okay, let's. So over here, we have to really, really see the overall purpose of our profile, right? So, um, the overall purpose of our profile is to add one clear CTA, right? One link, nothing else. Nothing else matters. So again, it's you can have this on your banner. You can have use your featured section, make a little nice thumbnail in your featured section using Canva, or even people use AI right now with their face or with their AI avatar or whatever. It looks clean, looks neat, it looks awesome. So, just for an example, it depends what your goal is. Obviously, you can book a free call, low commitment, high intent signal, download the guide, send me a message, right? Or send me a DM. So, these fixes take less than 60 minutes to implement. 60 minutes of positioning outperforms 60 hours of content on a broken profile. So, what's the point of putting out quality content when your profile is not even positioned right? So, it'll be like a waste of time. So, run the 15-second test. Ask someone who doesn't know what you do or who you help after 15 seconds on your profile. If um, if they can't answer both questions clearly, your position needs work. So there you go, right? Always getting feedback to people from people, right? Always getting feedback from people, and that's an extremely important thing to do, right? So over here, so okay, let's worry about content a little bit now. Okay, so content is a little bit more. There's a little more detail to position in your content, but usually it starts with top of funnel, middle of funnel, bottom of funnel. I think you've heard of those terms before. Top of funnel is like awareness, brand awareness content. Middle funnel is your process, how you work with clients to get results for. And bottom of funnel is actually showing proof, backing up what you say in this regard. So, when thinking about positioning, sorry, in your content, think about the last three posts and who exactly they were written for. If you can't name one specific person in 30 seconds, your content positioning has a gap. And we have to close that gap in reality. Your content and your profile need to be seen saying the same thing. They need to be interchanging and um, interacting with one another. And this is one of the things that I've learned really, really good from Jacob Peggs. I went on a call with Jacob Peggs maybe about a year ago, and he really outlined the things that I need to be doing, and it was very valuable. So, so again, read your last three posts and your headline right now. Are they all speaking to the same person? If not, there is a gap. When they're misaligned, you're paying with your time and energy for leads that you'll never see. So it's all about alignment in leads. It's a positioning also has to do with whether a person sees you as an expert, like in 15 seconds on your profile. And of course, an engaged profile, of course, if you have lots of comments and stuff, of course, that's going to help. But it's not the number one thing. If you are getting lots of engagement, what kind of engagement are you getting? Are you getting from people who are never going to buy? Or are you getting from people who are buyers? I would rather get 15 to 16 to 20 to 30 comments on my post than have hundreds of comments on my post and get two qualified leads from that post. I'd rather have lower engagement because it's such a trap, right? I mean, it really does feed your ego, right? And unfortunately, that's the way it is, right? It feeds your ego, and if your ego is not in check, well, then obviously it's not really effective. Your strategy is not really effective because you're aiming for engagement when in reality you're not really focusing on qualifying your leads more. So that should be number one priority. Qualifying your leads more with your content, qualifying your leads more with your profile. I could care less if an unqualified lead clicks my profile, decides to go somewhere else. Fine, go. You're not ready? You're not ready. That's okay. Why do I have to convince you? I don't have to convince you, right? But if I get a qualified person who's ready to work with me, who sees the potential in me helping them, well, then that's a different story, right? So, yeah. Is this really communicating simplicity to you guys? Do I need to simplify it even more? So, again, the clear takeaway is, again, I don't want this to be very, very long. It's been like 21 minutes. So, this is the last slide. It says, if everyone's telling you to create more content, no one's telling you your profile is rejecting the exact people your content attracts. Mind blown. Right? So you're putting effort into content, but then they go on your profile and it rejects them. So I mean, like, it's working against each other. So we don't want that. We want them to be in unison. The moment you fix your positioning and stop hoping LinkedIn will work and start knowing exactly why it does. Every week without fixing this is a week your content works against you. Okay, hi Anisha. How are you? Welcome. Welcome. Awesome. So again, we are on Facebook, live on Facebook, we're live on YouTube, and we're live on LinkedIn. Please let me know your questions or if there's any questions. My DMs are always open to anyone, believe me. So, common position in the next 10 minutes, or um, or just common position. It doesn't have to be in the next 10 minutes or whatever. And I will send you a free LinkedIn profile guide. It's actually in my featured section as well. So if you click my featured section, if you click my profile, it says download your free um, profile guide, and it'll take you to the socialtiger.com/optimized profile. So it's free for all. It's just a wonderful guide that will get you thinking about your right ideal target audience and how to fix your profile from then on else. So again, the alignment between your content and profile is the whole game. Everything else is noise. Again, again, I can't stress this. I can't stress it enough. If your engagement is high and if you're getting over 100 comments, I've been there. I've gotten over 200 comments on my post. I've gotten over 200 comments or more on my post before, about a year ago, or about a year and a half ago. But I was only getting like one or two leads from those posts. So they were working to a certain degree, but now if you look at, I'm getting like 9 to 30 comments on my posts, but I'm getting around 2 or 3 um leads per post right now. Of course, this works with your outreach and DM strategy as well, which we're going to deal on in a different uh, live. But what I can say is your profile and content need to be fixed first before you engage in DMs with people. I mean, there are people who engage with DMs, and it's a lot. it's a lot of work without content, and it's a lot of work. But they do have good DM strategies, and they do book calls, and they do make sales without content or without anything, without profile, without content. But it'll make your job that much easier if you have alignment in your profile, content, and your DMs. Focusing on outreach, focusing on inbound, also l- like just to give you a little more value. The way that I do it right now is I I connect. I use a filter search on LinkedIn. I connect with them, okay, and then I say, "Oh, thanks for connecting," and then I give them a voice message or whatever, Um, but the reason why they accept my invitation, or the reason why that they connect with me in the first place, is because I have content. I'm active on LinkedIn, and also my profile speaks to them as well. So there you go. So that is a working strategy from then on. So you are not going to spend so much time with guesswork. So thank you very much. Again, I'm always free for a discussion on LinkedIn. If you want to have some more advice, or if you just even want to connect with me, or my um, co-founder Mark, please let us know. Uh, we have many strategic partnerships, many collaborations, many people who we mutually support here on LinkedIn, and that leads to income as well. So it's like LinkedIn is not a place for competition, but it's a place for collaboration. So if this appeals to you in any way, shape, or form, our DMs are always open. Just say, "Hey, I'd like a call. I'd like to explore some areas of where we can mutually support one another, and we'd we're going to put you on the schedule there." Thank you so much, and I hope this was valuable. Please give me feedback. Next week, I'm going to deal with another topic. So thank you very much. It's been almost 30 minutes right now, and see you soon.